Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It is Friday evening. Wanted to get this video out, the Hot 10 list from CBSI. Kind of go over what's on the list and maybe why it's on there. Kind of give you my review of it. Also, real quick, many of you follow me on Instagram. I guess my Instagram was hacked somehow. And I don't know, some message went out, some attachment went out to everybody. So a lot of you messaged me saying, "Hey, what is this?" And I replied back saying, "Hey, my account got hacked. I was able to change my password, so I don't think it'll be a problem again." I don't know what happened. I mean, I click on a lot of things on Instagram. Maybe I, inadvertently clicked on something that somehow got into my Instagram account. I'm not too sure, but I contacted Instagram, and changing my password should do it. I think they're going to monitor the situation, so everybody should be okay. If you follow me on Instagram and you get a message from me that shows an attachment, I think it says something like prohibited or something like that. Don't click on the attachment. Most of you kind of already knew not to do that, so it shouldn't be an issue, but just thought I'd let you know that. Also, in the mail today, I got a couple books, and I think one of these characters is going to be showing up in an upcoming movie. It might be Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not certain. Defenders number 28. First appearance of Starhawk. I got this pretty cheap. I mean, it was like maybe $20, $15 or $20. I got a really good price on it. It's in really good shape too. I mean, if you look at it real closely, no spine ticks. If I was going to get this graded, I'd probably get it pressed. I think there might be just a little surface stuff to it. But I would imagine if this got pressed, this would be either a 9.4 or 9.6 pretty easily, from what I can tell. Really nice shape, so I'm real happy with it. And, I don't know if this book's going to go up. It seems like it's starting to get a little bit of heat. I've noticed on eBay there have been sales on this in the $30 to $40 range for a decent grade. And this is a pretty high grade, so I think I got a pretty good deal on it. So first appearance of Starhawk. I think that is going to be one of the characters in an upcoming Marvel movie. Another Marvel book I picked up was Fantastic Four number 244. What is the importance of this? This is a first appearance of somebody. I can't remember now. Let's see here real quick. First appearance of the second Nova. Okay, first appearance of Frank Ray as the second Nova. I don't know. So this is another Nova character. So I think everyone's focused on Nova number 1. That book has been rising pretty steadily for the last year. It seems pretty likely the Nova character will show up in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think a lot of people are of the belief that Nova will show up. But I think there's some people that think it could be this Nova, not the one that everybody thinks, which is Nova number 1. So I don't know. It's a spec play. I got this book cheap. I mean, maybe $12 to $15 range. This book. It's in pretty good shape. No spine ticks. It's a little bit of a spine roll. So if this was pressed, that would come out. So this would probably grade, if this was pressed, I think this would grade pretty high. 9.2, 9.4, maybe 9.6, I don't know, somewhere in that range. Yeah, nice looking book. Kind of a cool, first appearances is kind of nice to make sure you have in your collection. I don't know if that one will take off, but it warranted my interest, I guess. Spawn 301, picked up, I pre-ordered a couple of these Virgin covers. That's the beautiful Alex Ross. I think that's my favorite. I think that's just an awesome cover. That's the Alex Ross version. I got the Bill Sienkiewicz version, which is cool. I like that one. And the J. Scott Campbell. You know, everyone. Normally, I'm sort of a critic of J. Scott Campbell. I don't generally like his artwork that much, but I do like this cover. I think it's a cool design. Yeah, I mean it was good enough to make me buy it. So pretty cool. So I don't know. I don't think those books will ever really go up in value much. They're heavily printed. You know, McFarlane sort of said he wasn't going to do a lot of covers, and then he did. So, you know, he's just trying to make a buck like everybody, right? All right, so let's move on to CBSI's Hot 10 list this week. Number 10 on the list, let me zoom in a little bit here, is Amazing Fantasy number 10. Selling in the $20 range. First appearance of Nina Price, Vampire by Night. So I don't know much about this book. eBay, of course, because it's on the CBSI list, there's people coming out of the woodwork asking a little bit more than $15 for it. So yeah, I got 35, 36. I got 44 buy it now. So yeah, I mean, if you're collecting first appearances, that might be one to grab. Maybe not this week, since everybody's looking at this list, and wait a couple weeks. I'm sure there'll be a lull, and the price will probably drop a little bit. Number 9 on the list is Doctor Strange number 11, the Adam Hughes 1 in 50 variant. I like this cover. I've looked at this book before. I think the cheapest I saw it was around $110 to $125. Apparently, I should have bought it. That was in raw condition. Now you're looking at there's one raw for sale. I'll take that back. I think there's two. No, yeah, just one. Most of them are CGC'd now. There's one raw for sale for $240. 11 people watching it. So yeah, that's a hot book. It's awesome cover. I mean, I would put that top 5 covers by Adam Hughes for sure. I think it's an amazing cover. So I could see why it's worth $200 or more. It's a cool cover. So yeah, be patient. If that's a book that you really would like to get at some point, I don't think it's going to drop down to $100 anytime soon. But you wait a few months, 4, 5, 6 months, you might be able to pick it up under $200 again. Right now, there's some heat on it. Yeah, I mean that's my suggestion. It's a cool cover. I love it. I think it's one of the best Adam Hughes covers that he's ever done. Number 8 on the list is Deadpool, Merc with a Mouth, number 7. $20 a few weeks ago. Appears to be a $50 book now. There are a lot of very fine-ish copies floating around. So apparently this must be a tough book to get in high grade. I mean, it is a cool-looking cover. eBay right now, $35. There's one for $50. 9.8 for $125. First appearance of Lady Deadpool, I guess, is the reason this book is hot. Yeah, I don't have that book, so I don't think I'm gonna go crazy looking for that right now. But that's definitely one to make note of. Maybe in a back issue bin, you might be able to find that. It's possible. Number 7, Spawn number 249. This is a pretty recognizable cover. I think Jim's Comics bought this he goes all these flea markets. I think I remember him telling me he bought this for like $1 or something at a flea market. Bastard. And you can buy the Mexican variant for $10. So if you really love that cover, just buy the Mexican variant. It's a lot cheaper. Can't read the comic book, but yeah, the original, yeah, you're looking at $110 to $120 pretty easily, and only two for sale. So that's a hot book at the moment. It's a cool cover, and the print run on those issues, yeah, that mid 200 range, 200 to I think 170 to 250. Some of those covers were pretty short printed, not a very big print run, so that adds to the mystique and the value of it. Number 6, Marvel Boy #1, Grant Morrison book. J.G. Jones is the artist. $15 to $25 book. I guess I don't know why it's on there. CBSI doesn't either, apparently. So, it's the first appearance of Novar. Novar, is that a character probably a character in the Captain Marvel universe? So I don't know if that means that, but somebody thinks that could be a character coming up in one of the movies. Hard to say, but there's a Marvel Boy #1 4.0 for $650. That's an old one. Yeah, so I guess if you have that book, this might be a good time to sell it. Or if you think there will be a movie based on that, that has that character in it, you may want to wait till a trailer drops. Number 5, Convergence, Superman #2. John Kent appears to be headed towards being Superman, at least for a while. So I guess that is the first appearance of Jonathan Kent as a child. Don't think I have that issue. I collected some of those Convergence books, but I probably only collected the main Convergence. I probably didn't collect all the offshoots. I think there was a Convergence Batman, there was a Convergence Superman. I don't think I had that book. So, looks like it's $10 to $15. It was a cover price book not that long ago. So, sometimes it's worthwhile to think about characters and, hey, where's the first appearance of that particular character? And sometimes you can find a first appearance, no one really cares. No one. It's just cover price book, and until all of a sudden it gets a lot of heat on it. Maybe that character is going to show up in a movie or animation or whatever, and then it starts to blow up. So I wouldn't be surprised if you'll see some type of maybe in the DC universe they'll do a Superboy. What am I trying to say? the two characters, the Super Sons. They'll probably do a Super Sons series at some point, I would imagine, on DC Universe, perhaps, animation or something like that. So that could get hotter at some point. Number 4, Bitterroot #1, the Akira variant, going for around $50 to $80. Graded 9.9, sold for $335. It's a pretty cool cover. You've got a 9.8 selling for asking $200. You got a raw for $70. Yeah, I don't remember. I remember when Bitterroot came out. I don't remember that being one of the covers. So maybe this was a store exclusive. It's a pretty cool cover. I like it, and I don't know if that property's being optioned. It seems like everything's being optioned these days, so I wouldn't be. Yeah, it says movie coming. All right, that's probably why. So if you've got that book, that's awesome. It sounds like that was a pretty cheap book at some point in the recent past year, and now it's $80 to $100 book. Number 3 in the list, Doctor Strange 381. So of all these books on here, the only one I own is number 3, Doctor Strange 381. I do have a copy of that. I bought that entire Donny Cates run. It was pretty good. The writing on it was good. This is the first appearance of Bats the dog. And I guess he's going to be appearing in maybe the next Doctor Strange movie. I'm not certain, but it appears that way. I think he dies in not. I don't know if it's 381 that he dies, or a couple issues later. I know it's 382 or maybe 383. I don't know. There's a couple issues later where I think he actually dies, but that's his first appearance is Doctor Strange 381. So, yeah, that's a book you might be able to find pretty easily at a comic book shop back issue bin. I bet there's one in town here in Tampa. I bet I could find that in a back issue pretty easily. So, number 2 on the list, Joker Year of the Villain #1, the Brian Bolland variant. There's a lot of people that like Brian Bolland, his artwork. I think it's okay. I'm not crazy for it. I don't think that's the best cover for sure. I'll show you my favorite cover, by the way, which I should be getting in the mail any moment. I think I spelled it wrong. Yeah, here we go. The Delato minimal trade dress. So I think that's the one. That's my favorite cover by far. Is the Delato version. I just love this cover. So that's the one I bought, and I didn't pay $85 for it either. So I'm glad I pre-ordered that one. Sometimes you don't do well by pre-ordering, but that one definitely I'm glad I did. So yeah, the Brian Bolland, I'd rather save. I'd rather use the money to buy a cover that's a little bit better. The artwork's okay, but it's not my style. So the Delato I think is much cooler looking. Number 1 on the list is Marvel Celebrates Stan Lee. I guess this was a comic book that was only issued to people that worked at Marvel, maybe, it sounds like. Says some people think that $400 to $500 is more than their job is worth. So apparently if they find out you sold this comic book, I guess you get fired from Marvel. It sounds about right. I don't know. Let's see if there's any on eBay right now. And there isn't any, so you probably want to sell that on Instagram under an assumed name if you're still working at Marvel. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's nothing I would collect, but I don't know why it's number 1 on the list. I just think it sounded newsworthy probably, and CBSI decided, hey, let's put it on our number 1 spot. But it's hard. I don't know why it's number 1. No one is buying and selling it, so yeah, go figure. Honorable mentions, Mr. Mystery number 13. This looks like an older book, older horror. The horror books have been really doing well lately in the last 6 months or so. I've noticed there's been a lot of interest in it. 5.5 just sold for $1,900. A CBCS sold, a 4.0 sold for $1,400. And a 4.5 a couple years ago sold for $475. Man, that's a big jump. That's a triple in a couple years. So, yeah, sometimes it pays to buy some of these old books. It's such a crapshoot, though. You just don't know, what people are going to really want. A lot of those books, you could buy them and they'll sit there, and you could put them on eBay and they'll sit there and sit there and sit there, and nobody will be interested in it. And then all of a sudden, boom, the market turns that way and everyone wants it. So yeah, you just never know. White Fox number 1, the Inhook Lee, a 1 in 100 Virgin variant. It's a cool cover. Selling between 110 and 125, so it's selling right about ratio, maybe just a little bit above. It says that they can't find any listings. Might be a tough one to locate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know too many shops that would order. So you'd have to order 100 of these trade dress covers to get one of those puppies. Yeah, that's probably going to be a tough book to find. I would imagine maybe Midtown and maybe just a couple shops would have it, but that would be about it. Probably going to be a tough book to locate. So that's your top 10, your hot 10 list rather from CBSI. That's kind of all I have. I'll probably do another video tomorrow, assuming I get that email from Cover Price. They usually drop a weekly newsletter highlighting their top 20 list. So I usually will do a video highlighting that. I might also be on Sunday's show with Just a Rican. He mentioned it to me, so I'll confirm that. But I might be on his show Sunday afternoon, so stay tuned for that. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of this list. And yeah, let me know what else you think looks hot in the comic book market that maybe CBSI didn't catch on to this week. I think I highlighted that Nomen Omen #1, the blank variant that was recalled. I haven't seen that there's been any heat on that book, so a lot of times recalls don't go anywhere. Looks like that one's not going anywhere. But I just thought it would be worth mentioning. You never know. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, and have a great weekend.